okay, this is the process. Where you're going to go through a forensic rape exam if there's a sexual assault. Police are going to come and talk to you, and we're here to support you through that, as well as provide that education on what is their rights as a victim. What do they have to do or don't have to do? Do they have to talk to the police or have an exam? So we're there to really walk them through that entire process and allow that individual and that victim or survivor to make the best choice for themselves in that particular moment.
Talk about the training that goes into being one of those responders from Alice Paul.
Yeah, so all of our staff, we've talked about it before, all of our staff go through an immediate 80-hour crisis intervention training when they come on board that covers them under our confidentiality. But then we provide them with the extra training to be able to go out to the hospital or the police station and really be that liaison. So there's additional training that all of our staff goes through. And then also our staff goes through continuing education. So once you become employed with Alice Paul House, it's not just here's your training, here's how you do your work. Every year they have to have certain amount of hours. They have to go through domestic violence and sexual assault training. Since we deal with other crimes, we provide training around cultural competency and other victimizations to make them a well-rounded advocate to be able to provide that service to that client.
Jamie, people come into the situation where they come to work for Alice Paul House in that role, probably with a variety of different backgrounds and experiences, and I guess it's your job as an organization to get them to the point where they can be that person who's there when someone is having that sort of a crisis.
And it's hard to kind of prepare them for every type of situation that they may face, and but we do our best to lean on everybody's experiences and, things that they've seen in the past. And that's kind of how we prepare people to go out and deal with these situations at the hospital, at the police station, even on the phones, the hotline that we have 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's hard to even say, every call is going to look like this, and, because they're all different.
Yeah.
I think that the other piece is we have a wide variety of individuals that work for us. So we have staff that have worked at Alice Paul House for 30 years, and we have staff that have been with us for a couple of months, and then staff in between that have worked other jobs outside of working for victim services. So everyone brings a plethora of knowledge, even from their outside careers, into Alice Paul House that allows us to be able to become well-rounded individuals and help our new employees become a well-rounded advocate to face any crisis that they may encounter with us.
That experience has to be so valuable in mentoring younger workers who come on, or maybe not even younger workers, but inexperienced workers who come on, and then can work with somebody who's been doing it for a while and just increase their competencies every single time they walk through the door. Absolutely.
And we do cross-train everybody to be able to do whatever job in the building. So, we do have, we have counselors, we have education people, we have shelter people, but they're all cross-trained. If this person's busy and we need somebody here, then we have somebody.
Yeah, down to our fiscal department. So
Correct.
the people who monitor our money on a daily basis are trained in providing crisis intervention as well. So if they're the person that's left and we need assistance, they have been trained and know how to process a protection from abuse order, know how to have a conversation with a client until we can get one of our direct service advocates available to be able to work with them.
Tell me about how you get the information to those who might be in a vulnerable situation beforehand. Before something occurs, they have to know that you are there for them. And so I'm sure that whatever forum you can find, you get the information out to them.
Absolutely. I mean, I think our biggest thing is not only coming here and talking to you once a month, but we have started utilizing social media a lot more with the generations younger and younger. They're utilizing social media platforms. So we put a lot of information out on Facebook and Instagram, but it's also connecting with the community. We just spent some time the other night talking to the borough council at the meeting about the work that Alice Paul House does and how we interact with law enforcement in the district attorney's office. So I think it's really about connecting with people who then can go out and share those messages and say, I might not have remembered everything that Alice Paul House just told me, but I do remember that they can help you. And so we encourage everyone to call us, because the one thing that we are good at is if it isn't something that fits our mission and isn't a service that we can provide, we know a lot of people in the community that we're then able to connect that client with the correct resource that can better assist them in their issue.
I don't know if we talked about it last month or the month before, but we did recently discuss Alice Paul House in the school systems in Indiana County.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's also at IUP as well.
We do. Yeah, we do education on campus. We work closely with the Haven Project, which they do a lot of sexual assault and domestic violence education on campus as well. But then we have connections just with different professors. We can go in and share our messages with those students, but we also work closely with the Greek life. So we provide programming with them as well. So anywhere, along with, I don't know if we mentioned it when we talked about education, but we also go to the senior centers, because people don't recognize that abuse is happening to the older generation as well, whether it be a caregiver or a family member taking advantage of those individuals. So we're also trying to provide education to that population to ensure that they know that we're here as well in case something were to happen.
Yeah, many people will find themselves in unfamiliar situations, particularly those seniors who might lose a spouse, and someone who's unfamiliar to them comes as a caregiver or as someone who is serving them in some way, and if they don't know them, the uncomfortability of that situation can be a pretty daunting thing, can't it?
Yes, and actually, the statistics show that institutionalized people are more likely to experience abuse than somebody that maybe has a caretaker in the home.
Mm-hmm.
So the education, getting the education out there to the senior centers and to some of these other facilities that we provide that awareness to really helps.
Yeah. I want to talk about volunteering for Alice Paul House. I would assume that's a big part of what you do, people who can volunteer.
We do accept volunteers. They have to go through the same crisis intervention training as our staff, so that 80-hour crisis intervention training. I will say, not that we're not accepting volunteers, but we are currently looking to fill a position. So we are looking to fill some paid positions. We have a direct service advocate, night advocate position available. So those individuals would be supervised by Jamie, and they work on our crisis hotline in the evenings and on the weekends, as well as with our residents. So not that I am against taking volunteers, because we love them and would love to get a core back. We are currently looking to fill some paid positions.
Yeah, Jamie, talk if you would about working with victims who are on the phone. That's the first contact for a lot of people is that phone conversation. That initial conversation has to be a lot of information gathering, but it has to be done sensitively, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Empathy is key. Being able to understand what our mission is fully, so that they can explain it to the person that they're talking to. Also understanding that we can't help everyone. It depends on the situation. And so if we can't, then we have to know the resources in the community that we can refer to. So there's a lot to learn, and when they're on that hotline, they're on there by themselves. And so they have to pay attention during training, so that they get that information.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So Whitney, you said that it's an on-call 24/7.
Yep, there not only is there an advocate answering that hotline, but we have a trained advocate ready to go out to a hospital, police station, and be with that victim through the entire process.
So everybody write it down. Here's the number. The on-call number is
724-349-4444.
easy to remember. 349 and then a bunch of fours.
And a bunch of fours.
Hey, thanks both for coming in today. We
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you for having us.
It is our pleasure. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. We're just about 3 minutes away from the top of the hour. Fox News comes your way then, and then it's a visit briefly from the WCCS newsroom with Josh, and then the Brian Kilmeade Show. Bucko baseball tonight, 6 o'clock. Bubba's on the mound. The Pirates and the Atlanta Braves from Lecom Park in Bradenton. It is Indiana in the Morning, WCCS.